Well, here we are again, doing some more reloading for the 223 Ackley Improved. Today, we're testing out the 60 grain VMAX. I have never shot these before. I've shot a whole bunch of 55s, but I've never tried the 60 grain VMAX in any of my guns, so I figured why not give it a whirl through this. And for propellant, I'm going to be using Tac. So as a little bit of a preliminary on this, off camera, I've already tested for some pressure on here. I've run all the way from 24 grains of Tac all the way up to 27 grains of Tac, and it doesn't look like I'm really getting any pressure signs on there. I believe the velocities on 27, what I got was 3,372 on that top shot of 27 grains. But we have had a major temperature sway here in the last, 4 or 5 days. It went from negative 15, at night to now it's, I was thinking it was, 64 degrees out right now. So that might be a little bit different today. There was no flattening of the primer or anything like that, and I guess I don't know how temperature sensitive Tac is, but it is much warmer than when I was testing that. It was between 20 and 30 degrees, so plus 30, 35 degrees. We'll see what it'll do here today. I've got 6 loads here that we're going to try. We're going to start at 26 grains and go up in 2/10 increments up to 27 grains, and we'll see what this thing can do. Well, let's go ahead and get into this. We'll do the first 5 shots at 26 grains here. .32, 31. .32, 30. Ooh, that one was off. All right, average was 32.30 and SD was 11.6. Next up, 26.2 grains. It's 32.79 for the first shot. .32.41, so that one dropped a bit. Back to 32.75. That was 33.02. Definitely no small SD on this charge. Group's not looking bad though, seeing just a hint of mirage off the can though. Yeah, 32.64. So average of 32.72 with an SD of 22.2. So that's not real great, but the group looks good. So that last group at 26.2 was probably about 5/8 of an inch or so. Let's go ahead and go to 26.4, see what we can do. That was 32.67. Ooh, that's pretty wide, 33.29. Well, that's a one-hole group, maybe about, that's probably half or less maybe, but average is 3286 with a 28.4 SD. You wouldn't guess that from looking at that group, but yeah, max 3329, minimum 3263. So we got to get these SDs under control. Hopefully we get up to the next ones and maybe they'll be better. On to 26.6. These ones here are going to be skimming over top of the GoPro by about 1 mil. $33.18. $33.11, and that one kind of went wide right. $33.10. $33.19. And $33.31. Average of $33.17, SD of 8.4. But that group opened up a little bit more. That's probably 3/4 or so. 26.8 grains. Here we go. Was 3,335. I think that last one. So that was an average of 33.19 with an SD of 18.8. Looking at the primers on the last series of those, everything's still looking pretty good. I'm not seeing any ejector marks, and primers still got rounded corners, so we're going to go ahead and push up 27 grains, see how fast this is going to go. I mean, the very last shot last time on 27 grains was 33.72, so I guess we'll see if we get back up there again or not. Here we go, last 5. Let's hope that the SDs are a little bit better. It's not looking too bad. The average is 33.59 with an SD of 10.9. So SDs came back down, but average wasn't quite as high as the single shot that I tested during pressure tests, but that's all right. Let's go down and take a look at some groups. As I walk up here, you can see the angle of that GoPro up there. Shooting right beside it and right over top of it. So first group, second group, third group, actually the best one of the day, and some of the worst SDs. Fourth, fifth, that one might have been me, I don't know, they all felt pretty good. On that one there, I do feel like that one, I might have been a little bit low on that, so that might have been me. So, 60 grainers didn't do too bad out of the 223 Ackley Improved. On the bottom end of the testing, yeah, the SDs weren't real good, but the groups, you know, still seemed somewhat decent, especially that one was probably actually the best group of the day. And, you know, for hand loads, that's a pretty wide SD. The top three, the 26.6, 26.8, and 27, the SDs kind of shrank down a little bit. In each one of those, there was one round that kind of was an outlier and threw the rest of that off. But, you know, wasn't looking bad. But sometimes that's kind of the thing with ball powder. I feel like SDs I've never got quite as good running ball powder over stick propellant. But is what it is. Primers are looking pretty good. We could probably actually push that up just a little bit further if we wanted to. But let's go inside. Let's actually measure out those groups and see what we got with this thing. Okay, so we got all the groups added up here. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. So that first one, 0.631. Next, 0.436. That one there was definitely the group of the day at 0.296, but it also had one of the worst SDs of 28.4. So, next one up, 0.651. And then this would have been a good group. That would have been right at half or under half had it not been for that guy right there, but 0.746. Next one right at a half there at 27. So not bad. So the 60 grain VMAXs, I think that they have proven that they're going to fly through this 223 Ackley improved. I mean, your groups, if you average them all out, are a little over a ½ inch. But if you took them all and overlaid all of them, that consistency of about 5/16 or a little bit to the right, and then about 3/4 of an inch up, every one of these groups is kind of centered pretty close to that. And if you overlaid them, minus that one shot right down there, you would still have a 1 MOA group out of all of those across that. So as far as consistency goes, this thing is flying fairly consistent out of that. But the SDs with the tack being a little bit wide, inside the first couple 100 yards, I'm sure you'd be fine. But going a little bit beyond that, you try shooting it a little further, get out there to 600 yards, and I'm betting that you're going to see these things start separating from high and low on here a little bit wider. Which kind of brings me to the dilemma of, do I mess with seating depth with the tack? Because I only bought one box of 100 of these. So do I mess with the seating depth and continue on with tack, or do I try a different powder with what I got left? That's kind of the conundrum that I'm left with right now. So you guys go ahead, leave your suggestion down in the comments. If you got a different type of powder that you want me to try with it, or something that you've had good luck with, go ahead, leave that down there in the comments too. I will say that I did expect these to do fairly well, because I've shot a ton of the 55 grain VMAXs out of my other rifles, and they've almost shot well out of any AR platform or bolt gun platform that I've ever shot them out of. So I assume that these 60 grainers would work pretty good. Biggest thing about them is they are, you know, a couple bucks a box, you know, more expensive. But that's kind of why, you know, I've always just bought the 55s, because they are the cheaper of the VMAXs. So either way, I think these will work, and we'll probably finish out some type of load development with them. So it was a good day out at the range. Hopefully we'll catch you on the next one.